Hello everyone and welcome to today's virtual workshop. My name is Laney Swiers and I am currently serving as a Minnesota FFA State Sentinel. I'm from the Mahnomen FFA chapter, which is in Region 1. We have 3 topics that we're going to be covering today, and those 3 are positive mindset, positively influencing schools and communities, and overcoming obstacles. Let's dive in to some interactive and fun activities that we can do to learn more about these ideas. The first topic we're going to be talking about today is positive mindset. We're going to dive into why having a positive mindset is important as an FFA member and what a positive mindset is. To me, a positive mindset is going forward in situations knowing that you can learn and grow, and always searching for the silver lining and the positives. I'm going to encourage you now to turn to page 2 in your workbook. It should look something like this. The next step is doing the activity. The directions read, think about what having a positive mindset means to you, and write down your thoughts on the lines below. After you finish writing down your thoughts, turn to a partner or text a friend and share some things you jotted down. I'm going to give you some time to do this so you can pause the video. When you're done jotting down your thoughts, you can start this video up again. I'll be here waiting. Okay, now that we've finished up that activity, let's dive into why having a positive mindset is important for FFA members. So, you jotted down what having a positive mindset means to you. Why is that important? Why does that make us better people? Having a positive mindset can increase our social well-being, our social status, our mental health, and so much more. With that being said, as FFA members, we strive to be leaders in our classrooms, motivators, and so much more. Having a positive mindset enables us to be able to do those things. So now that I have told you why having a positive mindset is important, let's go into some examples of how you can do that. So, motivating people and others around you is super important to having a positive mindset for not only yourself, but others as well. Going into situations and not knowing what to expect, but always seeing the positives in them. Those are just 2 examples of how you can have a positive mindset. But there is so much more that you can do some research on your own. Our next activity is going to enable us to be able to remind ourselves to have a positive mindset. So I'm going to now tell you to turn to page 3 in your workbooks. It should look something like this. Our activity right now is going to be creating affirmation cards. The materials you may need are note cards / index cards, pencils, markers, pens, colored pencils, anything that you like to draw with. You can also have stickers, washi tape, or anything like that, but those are all optional for you. The directions state create your own affirmation card that you can put on your mirror, FFA jacket pocket, your locker, or anywhere else that you can see it. Be creative and make it your own. And right here on your workbook, I have an example of an affirmation card that I made myself. It can look something like this or completely different, but make it your own. You can now pause the video and we'll go on to our next topic after you finish making your beautiful affirmation cards. Now that you've finished up with your affirmation card, that officially wraps up our positive mindset topic. The next one we're going to be moving into is positively influencing schools and communities. As FFA members, it is important to have the support of not only our community, but our school as well. One way that we can ensure to do this is by supporting them as well. Some ways to do that are doing community service projects like painting kindness rocks and placing them around your community, visiting residents in the nursing home, or maybe even raking leaves. Some ways you can do this for your school is by positively representing the school at different camps, conferences, etc. in FFA, and maybe even doing something for Teacher Appreciation Week. We're going to dive into our first activity in our workbook for positively influencing schools and communities on page 4. It should look something like this. FFA makes a positive difference. That phrase may sound familiar. Why? Because it's the beginning of the FFA mission. The directions set for this activity say, take some time to discuss with a partner or text a friend and think of some ways your FFA chapter has made a positive influence on your school and community. Write these thoughts in the spaces below. You can now pause your video and take some time to do that and come right back when you're finished up. Now that you've shared with a friend or texted a friend some things that you do to positively influence your school and community, You might have learned some new ones that your friend shared with you. On the next page in our workbook, page 5, should look something like this. You're going to see another text bubble that looks similar to the first one. But on this one, the direction set, now that you've taken some time and have discussed the positive things that your FFA chapter already does, write down some new things your FFA chapter can do to positively influence your school and community. With that being said, you can take some time now to write down some new things that you want your FFA chapter to do to positively influence your school and community. This can look something brand new that your chapter has never done before, or it can be an extension of something that you already do. You can copy ideas from other FFA chapters, your region, or even state or national level. Be creative and take some time, and don't forget to show your FFA advisor, either region or chapter, when you're finished with this to get some new ideas rolling. So you can now pause this video and come right back when you're done. Now that you've officially ended writing your thoughts down for positively influencing your schools and communities and found out why it's important to do so, we can officially end this segment and move on to the next one, which is overcoming obstacles. As FFA members and people in general, there's so many obstacles that we've had to overcome in our life. One of them for me was going online during my senior year of high school. It was a different and difficult challenge, but I found ways to stay active and other things like that so I could keep my healthy and positive mindset. We're now going to turn to our workbook onto overcoming obstacles, and the page should look something like this. If you're by yourself at home online, you can click on the link to watch this video, and if you're in person with your officer team or anything like that in your school, you can search this link up into your computer or your smartboard or anything like that. After you finish this video, think about some of the obstacles Mr. Cruz and his team had to overcome. What did overcoming these obstacles lead to? Next, think about some of the obstacles you have overcome and what overcoming them led to. In the space below, write an obstacle you want to overcome as an individual and one you want to overcome as an FFA member. So you have 2 spots to do this on. The first one is the goal you want to overcome as an FFA member, and the second page is the one you want to overcome as an individual. Once you have completed this whole thing, you can come right back and you can pause the video right now. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've completed that activity, you may be thinking, but there's so many things that are in the way of overcoming my obstacles. And that is probably true. So that leads us to our next activity in our workbook. It should look like this. On this, it says things I can control and things I can't control. When we go over those 2 things, we can overcome our obstacles easier because it allows us to know what we can change and what we can't. So you're going to now take some time to fill out things you can control and things you cannot control. These can be basic things in your life, things in FFA, and things that overall may be overwhelming you. So I'm going to give you time right now to pause the video and complete this activity. Now that you've completed this and hopefully learned some ways that you can overcome obstacles, we can now move into the reflection stage. In your workbook, this should be on the last page. There's some questions there for you that you can answer to hopefully let more of the information sink into you and to help you think about what you just learned and what we talked about. Thank you so much for joining me on this virtual workshop today, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day or evening. Thank you so much.